I know you love earning travel rewards and cash back, and that's why you're going to love Rakuten. With Rakuten, you can earn cash back on everything you need to book your dream trip, hotels, flights, rental cars, experiences, and more, while still booking through your favorite travel sites. And don't worry, cash back can be earned on top of earning the credit card points and the hotel and airline loyalty points that matter most to you, depending on how you make your booking. Plus, with Rakuten, you can also earn cash back on groceries and other purchases like electronics, pet supplies, and more. And the best part, you can join today for free and start earning cash back on top of your travel rewards. Go to Rakuten.com or get the app. That's Rakuten, Rakuten. Rakuten, the most rewarding way to shop.
This episode is brought to you by TaxAct. Don't do your taxes alone. Join TaxAct's National Admin Night. Admin nights are social gatherings for getting through your to-do list. So get ready for a night of fun, finding deductions, and filing taxes with TaxAct, where you can file your federal and state return for just $49 through April 8. Let's get together and get them over with. Visit taxact.com/admin-night for details.
Hey, it's Jason here. Quick announcement before we dive into this one. We did 10 years of Norwegian Christmas Spectaculars. Retired the show a couple years ago, but every Christmas now I'm bringing some back from the archives. And I wanted to bring this one back. It's our 5th annual Norwegian Christmas Spectacular. We were about halfway through our 10-year run on Christmas specials. And this was a fun one. We had a theoretical battle between Santa Claus and the Norwegian Santa Claus called Julenisse. We talked about some of the traditional dishes in different parts of Norway. You get to hear us on a literal one-horse open sleigh ride in the beginning. And this was a fun one. And these are always fun for me to re-listen to as a bit of a time capsule for me personally, getting to hear where I was at in life at that time and just how things were. So anyway, we always enjoy celebrating the holidays here in Norway, and we wanted to share that with you in the form of a Christmas Spectacular series. And we did 10 of them. If you want to dive in and enjoy some other ones, if you find this to be a cozy thing to just kind of have on, either listening or even in the background, feel free to binge them and hang out with us. But for now, for this holiday season, we'll bring out from the archives the 5th annual Norwegian Christmas Spectacular. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for listening. With my mom here in rural Norway, and what are we doing right now?
On a sleigh ride. One-horse open sleigh.
Dashing through the snow?
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. And it's cold, but good.
Yeah. You hear the
beautiful night, beautiful moon. Creaking wood going over the snow.
We're sitting next to a tiki torch, too, which adds a little even more ambiance.
Don't set your hat on fire.
My mom's nervous.
I'm serious.
Well, we're going to enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's like we're in a forest. And we are in a forest. Beautiful trees with frost on it. Look at the moon.
Not a bad place to spend Christmas.
Oh wow! This is between the music and this truly Norwegian Christmas.
When you hear the sounds of the old wooden one-horse open sleigh gliding through the forests of rural Norway, then you know it's time for
the Norwegian Christmas Spectacular,
our 5th annual spectacular. Welcome,
Yay.
My friends. Hey there, it's Jason with ZeroToTravel.com. Welcome to a very special show, our 5th annual Norwegian Christmas Spectacular. I'm sitting here in Oslo, Norway. We're in our apartment. I'm with my wife, Anne-Dorthe.
Hi.
How are you, Anne-Dorthe?
I'm good. How are you?
Can you believe we've been doing this for 5 years?
I know. It's a little crazy. I never thought when you first asked me that we would do this every Christmas, but we are.
I wanted to have a Christmas special. We needed to share this incredible holiday in Norway with you. And this has become one of our new traditions, right? Creating this show. And that's the theme of this show. It's going to be about traditions. And as a traveler coming in and experiencing traditions in another country, whether it's Christmas or anything else, it's all new, it's all different, and you have a fresh perspective. So we're going to get some fresh perspectives today from some friends of the show and maybe some family friends of the show as well. And of course, we're also going to talk to Anne-Dorthe a little bit later to hear what it was like for her to spend Christmas in America some years ago. We have a few traditions we've started, Anne-Dorthe. I mean, recording this show is one of them.
Yeah.
Of course, sharing this time with you as you're listening to this, and you want to set the scene a little bit so people can feel like they're getting cozy here with us and kind of cuddling up here with us as we share the Christmas spirit.
Put on your Christmas pajamas and find your candy. We're having a very nice fire. We have our Christmas tree up with lights and it's decorated. We have lights. We have a Christmas star hanging in the window, which is very traditional in Norway or in Scandinavia.
As far as a decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like big paper stars with light-ins and hanging in the windows. We have stockings hanging by the fire. It's cozy. Very cozy.
Yeah.
Just like a Norwegian Christmas, right?
It is. And this show has been such a great way to give me a chance to reflect on what it is that makes the Norwegian Christmas so special. And even beyond our little starlight hanging in the window, if you look out, you'll see we're fortunate to have the neighborhood Christmas tree, which is a giant pine tree that is got lights on it. And every year they do the Julebrus tenning, which is a ceremony of the lighting of the tree, and they have a band, and families come and people come to be a part of that. And that's been a tradition for us as well. And you took our daughter this year.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was pouring rain, but
then the next day it was a winter wonderland.
Yes, then it was just snowing, and it's been beautiful. But that's very common. Every small and big communities have a big Christmas tree normally in the center of if it's a village, they have it in the center where maybe a store is. Here we have it in where we live, and it's a tradition that we light the Christmas lights the first weekend in December normally.
If you're somebody who loves Christmas specials or holiday specials or just getting cozy with that type of thing, you can go back and listen to our last 4 years, because we do something different every year and we talk about some of these traditions, and we're going to touch more on a few of them today, but again, getting some different perspectives on some of those. And, one of those traditions, Anne-Dorthe, is, I want to mention two now. First of all, you should not press pause or stop listening to the show until you make it to the end, because there may be a little song for you that's an annual tradition that Anne-Dorthe just loves to share with you.
Yeah, right.
And I can tell as she's looking up and starting to think, and she's kind of rubbing her shoulder and getting a little uncomfortable, because this is something that I make her do every year. You're going to have to stick around and listen to what that's all about if you haven't heard, because I'm going to make her do it. She knows. She has no choice.
What do I get for that?
You're going to get to be in this show. That's your reward. So that's fantastic. And one of our other traditions is, listen, when we record this, and we talked about how our Scandinavians a little bit crazier for Christmas. Mm-hmm. That was the normal, I guess, normally, or what other countries are, relatively speaking. And we talked about that last year. And part of that, we talked about how Jule is kind of attached to everything. Jule, Jul, is Christmas in Norway. So to say Merry Christmas, you say God Jul, Jul. And one of the things that is our tradition or a tradition across Norway is drinking the Julebrus, which is the Christmas soda. Right?
Yep.
And we were
have
looking
one
this,
right here.
we were looking this up the other day. This is something that everybody in Norway drinks. We couldn't find stats for this year, but I think it was, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. They had sold around 3 million liters of this stuff in Norway, and it's got to be up to around 5 million now, and there are 5 million people in Norway. So
yeah, we're closer to 6 now. But at that time, there's
a lot
true.
of Julebrus.
It's a lot,
being
it's a
drunk
lot,
around
yeah.
here.
And people have their rules. I think we talked about this last year,
Yeah.
but it's like you're not supposed to have it before the 1st of December, but it's the selling of it. It starts earlier and earlier, so now they start in October to sell it.
Well, I'm drinking a Juleöl. You're drinking a Julebrus, but
Yep.
we're sharing that. It's ice cold and delicious from our giant refrigerator, which is our balcony.
That sounds sad.
And
We have a refrigerator, by the way.
we do have a refrigerator. And we're flipping the script here. Like I said, we're getting some different perspectives on the Norwegian Christmas. Our good friends Jason and Kelly were here over Halloween time in
Yeah.
the fall.
That was very
and
nice.
They were selling the Julebrus at the stores. So we got some and we got them to taste the Julebrus because they've been listening to the Christmas Spectaculars. They wanted to see what the Julebrus was all about. And I wanted to hear from them what it was like. Somebody that never tasted it before, had never experienced it as a tradition, what it was going to be like for them and what they thought of it. And they even give a rating out of 5 stars at the end of this. So listen in to some audio we recorded this fall with my friends Jason and Kelly, tasting Julebrus for the first time. And then when we come back, we've got more traditions for you.
And by the way, can I just say that the testing of Julebrus is something that happens every year in Norway in the media. It's a test of the different Julebrus every year. I'm just saying.
And
it's not only Jason and Cal that does it.
And the winner is always the one that we're drinking right now.
Yeah, every year.
Let's have a listen and see what they think of it. I'm standing here with my best buddies from the USA, Jason and Kelly.
Yeah, we are. It's a Christmas tradition for us to listen to the Spectacular, so we're excited to maybe be a small part of it.
Yeah, we're here in Norway visiting after a little bit of a trip around Europe, so we're excited to be in Oslo with the Moors and have a piece of their Christmas tradition.
It's never too early to start thinking about the Christmas Spectacular. We are cracking Julebrus for the first time. Go ahead, give us some tasting notes. Take a sip. Give you a minute to. They're smelling the glasses.
Cream soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells a lot like cream soda.
I was thinking like an A&W cream soda was the first impression on the nose.
It's interesting to get the American perspective here on this Julebrus.
It's actually a little less sweet than a cream soda.
I agree.
Pretty similar.
I'll try again.
Quaffing.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's very much, yeah, I'd say it's very much like a cream soda, just much less sweet.
Less creamy, or
A little bit. Maybe more. Yeah, maybe a little more creamy. It doesn't have as much as that root beer finish to it, but it's actually pretty tasty.
You may want to note that I have finished my Julebrus.
and give us a out of 5-star rating. What would you say?
I'm gonna give it a
I'm
5 out of 5.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
yeah.
good tradition.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
delicious.
I like, as far as traditional drinks and things go, for being something that we just like picked up at the supermarket right there, it's good. Yeah.
So there you go, Jason and Kelly, big fans of the Julebrus, Anne-Dorthe. 5 out of 5 stars. Were you happy with that?
I'm very, very pleased. It's my favorite.
Food and drink is, of course, a big tradition, and we've talked on some of the other Christmas Spectaculars before about how much that's a tradition, not only in Norway, but in your family with your mother cooking so many cakes and all kinds of Christmas food. And just
She even brews her juleøl, like the beer.
Yeah. Making juleøl, and she makes it and stores it in the basement, and then all of a sudden she
It
opens this.
explodes in the ceiling. And
Yeah, she just all of a sudden like opens up the floor and comes back up with like, 8 liters of Udall. I'm like, how did you even do that? So anyway, there are different dishes that are more traditional in different parts of Norway. So we should just highlight the 3 main dishes so people can learn a little bit about what it is that people eat over Christmas time in Norway.
The first and the most popular one is called ribbe. It's pork belly. Isn't it? That's what.
Yeah.
That's the most common to have with like sausages and meat cakes and sauerkraut and potatoes and all that. That's what I'm grown up with, which is very fat but very good. The second is called pinnekjøtt. That's chops of sheep. Which is very salty, and it used to be most common on the west coast, but now it kind of spread all over Norway because it's very, very good. It's served most commonly with potatoes, and not really sure what's the English word, but it's like a root, like cabbage root, maybe. It's yellow, orange, and also very good. It's a very salty dish, but it's so good. And you drink so much beer because you get so thirsty, and it's so good. And then third, which is not good at all, it's called lutefisk, which is it's a fish. It's normally dried white fish, normally cod maybe, and it's treated with lye.
Lye.
Yeah.
Lye. It's chemical.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
a chemical. It's a chemical. So you put it in water, you keep it there for like up to a week, and it's a really odd thing to eat. But a lot of people love it, and it's one of the top thing to eat for Christmas.
Is
in
that
Norway.
more of a tradition on the west coast?
Yeah, west and north.
Okay.
But I grew up with like my grandmother that like really liked it, or my grandparents, and my parents had it this December. I talked to my mom, and she made it because my dad is kind of into it, and I think what people like the most is what you have with it, and with it you have like mashed peas. You have bacon, a lot of bacon. I think that's what my dad likes. And you have mustard and potatoes and a lot of booze.
Yeah, I mean, at that
basically.
point, just have some bacon,
Yeah. You can have mashed up peas and bacon.
Yeah, have some mashed up peas and bacon.
But that's what people have, and it's very popular. It's gotten more popular, I think, over the years, and people come together just to eat this stuff.
Right.
It's not my cup of tea, though.
We'll get back to the interview in just a moment. I know you love earning travel rewards and cash back, and that's why you're going to love Rakuten. With Rakuten, you can earn cash back on everything you need to book your dream trip, hotels, flights, rental cars, experiences, and more, while still booking through your favorite travel sites. And don't worry, cash back can be earned on top of earning the credit card points and the hotel and airline loyalty points that matter most to you, depending on how you make your booking. Plus, with Rakuten, you can also earn cash back on groceries and other purchases like electronics, pet supplies, and more. And the best part, you can join today for free and start earning cash back on top of your travel rewards. Go to Rakuten.com or get the app. That's Rakuten, Rakuten. Rakuten, the most rewarding way to shop. Now, back to the show. It's so interesting how these traditions come to be and then they get passed on. And for us, we're celebrating old traditions with your family. You're going to hear a few of those here in the next segment with my mom. She was here for the Norwegian Christmas last year, and I did some recording with her so she could share her perspective on what it was like as a traveler coming here and experiencing those old traditions. You and I, Anne-Dorthe, are experiencing the creation of new traditions because we're a family now, we have kids, and also we could say we're melding traditions as well because we want to allow our kids to have both of those experiences, the things that we kind of experienced growing up. So for example, Santa Claus came, the U.S. Santa Claus came from America last night, even
Down
though
the chimney.
down the chimney, of course. We're heading up to visit your family here tomorrow up in rural Norway, but we're still in Oslo. So we wanted to have the Santa from the USA come right before we left, come down the chimney, leave some presents under the tree, and then my daughter would wake up and come out and see them in the morning, which is what she did this morning, and it was so sweet, wasn't it?
It was very sweet. She had like her mouth was open and her eyes were really big.
Yeah.
And she was totally amazed that he had eaten up his cookie and
Milk and
drank up
cookies.
the milk.
Yeah.
And that he knew that her racer car that she used to have was broken and he got her a new one. That was very...
Did she say something about that?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, it was very sweet. She was so happy and just like we're clapping when she was opening some of the gifts.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
Well, that was the feeling I had, and when I saw her come out and do that feeling of coming out in the morning and seeing the presents under the tree, it's not really the way it's done in your family, but it's the way it was done when I was a kid growing up. So this is an example of bringing some of my traditions to my family, and now we're melding them together and creating these new traditions for them that won't be melded traditions. It'll be their new traditions, and we're trying to give them, my daughter and our daughter and our son, the best of both worlds. So it's really a beautiful thing, traditions. And we mentioned Santa Claus from the USA, by the way. There's a different Santa Claus figure here called the Julenisse,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Later on in the show, there's going to be a throwdown between
That's true.
Santa Claus and the Julenisse. We're going to get the tail of the tape. That's coming up later, so you're going to have to stick around for that. You're going to have to stick around for this other tradition, this little song that Anne-Dorthe is going to sing for us later on. You'll have to hear what that's about. And right now, you can listen to a little bit of audio recorded from Christmas last year with my mom, where she discusses the traditions she experienced here in Norway that had an impact. So here's my mom talking about her experience celebrating Christmas in Norway last year. What was your expectation coming in, like what Christmas would be like here?
Well, I really had no idea, but just the words Norwegian Christmas meant that it was going to be really something special.
Because you were going to be someplace you'd never been before?
Yeah, and a Norwegian Christmas. Every time I tell people that I spent last Christmas in Norway, so I had a Norwegian Christmas, and they're all like, oh, that's so awesome.
See the blazing before us, la 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 la. Strike and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in there.
So we saw Christmas carols just like on the spur of the moment, drop when you and I went shopping.
At a shopping center? Just
Yeah,
randomly?
but it was just like so cool, you
Right.
know, like they were just singing and beautiful Christmas carols. And then when we went up to Anne-Dorthe, which is north of here, it was so perfectly beautiful there's not a lot of traffic, so it was silent and the snow falling on the ground. It was just like magical. It was just magical. And one of the most beautiful things, I think, was outside of spending time with family, and they were so kind and generous to me, you know, and with food and gifts and their time. But the most wonderful thing was the tree that the community center, the tree that they put up, and then they went around
Explain that because I'd like to hear you explain what that is.
Well, what I learned was they put the tree up specifically for this, a tree that went almost to the ceiling, this beautiful tree, and decorated it like 2 days before. And then the community came together and had like a buffet of food, but they held hands and sang and circled the Christmas tree, singing Christmas carols. And it wasn't just one, it would be like for like a half hour. And the kids, everybody. was such a like a way to connect people in such a beautiful way. I mean, that was the most impressive thing that I said. I brought that back to where I, to my community and said, we should do that. It's a beautiful tradition. You really get the feeling that how important this holiday is. Christmas is very important to them in a way of. It's a beautiful holiday the way it's celebrated, and it's a lot of ritual around it.
I'm glad you got to experience it, and we're looking forward to it again this year. But you're heading home. You're flying back to the USA tomorrow morning. So have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays.
I love you too.
I love you. That's good.
As you just heard, Christmas in Norway made a huge impression on my mom. And I think the thing that stuck with her the most was that community event that you have up where you're from, which is a rural area in Norway. And the community comes together and they do walk around the tree and sing, and people bring food and everything that my mom just mentioned. It's really a beautiful thing, and I'm looking forward to going back to that. As I go to these things over and over again over the years, it doesn't just become a thing. At first, I think it felt like a thing that I experienced as a traveler. Even though this was my new reality, it was still this foreign tradition that I was now all of a sudden a part of, and I didn't necessarily feel a part of it. And any traveler listening to this will know that. And, I'm sure you've experienced this when you've traveled. You're experiencing some tradition or watching some tradition, whether it's a big parade or a family thing or whatever, and you're a part of it and you're there, but you're more of a witness. You don't necessarily feel like you are a part of it. But now, going back again and again to where you grew up and participating, I feel a part of it now, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that exact party, and it's most for the kids, is very, very sweet. It's a part of my traditions, like from when I grew up, and it's now very, very sweet to see my own children going there and be excited about the songs and the food, and the Nisse is coming. Yeah, sweet.
And the Nissen does come, and we're going to talk about what the Julenissen is.
Yep.
And how the Julenissen compares to Santa Claus. And a little later, we're going to have
it's going to be
It's going to be a
dirty.
It's going to be a throwdown. It's going to be a throwdown. So I shared my thoughts around coming here and kind of witnessing these things and now being a part of them. And you've heard from Jason and Kelly, their tasting of the Julebrus and some of my mom's perspectives on being here. But what about you, Anne-Dorthe? You spent a Christmas in Colorado with me, and now that I've been such a part of this Christmas here and all of your family traditions, it must have been weird for you to just come to Colorado by yourself. This was early on when we were dating, and we just had Christmas, just you and me in my apartment, and I did kind of what I normally do, except we threw in some Norwegian stuff. I know you made the pork belly dish. But what was it like for you? First of all, was that your first time away from home for Christmas?
Yeah.
How did you feel coming over?
First of all, I was very in love with you, which I still am.
Was?
I am still. And it was great. I was so excited, and it was really, really fun. I thought it was very nice to just be the two of us and to also be in Colorado. It wasn't that far away from what I'm used to because it was winter, it was snow, and I got that feeling. It was really cold that winter.
That's right.
So it was actually colder in Colorado, I think, than it was at home. You were very sweet, so you had waited to get a Christmas tree till I got there, and I got there the 23rd of December. So you had waited a long time because I know that it's very normal to get the Christmas tree right after Thanksgiving in America.
Well, at least in our family, we like to get it early so we can enjoy it for many weeks.
Yeah. We got the tree and we decorated it together and got a beautiful tree by the fire. It was probably the most peaceful Christmas I've had it was just the two of us. And it was also the first year that I made the Christmas dinner because my mom always do it. So when we're up in Anne-Dorthe, where I'm from, I'm not making the food. It's my mom.
Yeah.
So that was different. That I was in charge of the Christmas dinner, which was a little scary.
I remember you being very nervous if we could find the ingredients and if you were going to do it right.
Yeah.
And it tasted really good, but you were very skeptical if it was actually good or if I was just lying about it, which I wasn't. It was good.
Yeah, because it did taste different than how I'm used to. But yeah, it was
Did it feel
best Christmases.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was very sweet.
That is sweet. Did you feel like you were having an American Christmas in some way? Or?
I don't really know. Like for me, American.
You don't know what that is?
Not really,
Right.
because I think when I think about an American Christmas, it's a lot in a way. You know what I mean? It's
you guys should talk Julegal.
A lot of lights, a lot of kind of plastic. That's what
right.
It's a little bit over the top.
Probably the Hollywood media impression.
I think, yeah. So it wasn't that. We had like a very nice tree that was decorated, and we had stocking, and you had like bought a stocking for me. That was the first time I've ever had a stocking.
Really?
Because that's not something I'm used to.
Ah, okay.
By the fire. And I think we had dinner and we watched a movie, and it was just you and me, and it was very sweet. So I don't really know, like, is that common for American Christmas or is common? We had also in Norway, it's normal to have the Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve. But for you, it's more common to have it the first 25th, right?
Christmas morning, yeah. And in my family, we could do some stocking stuffers or things on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Or like we would exchange gifts with each other if my mom got me a gift or I got my sister a gift, or, like siblings would exchange gifts, cousins or whatever.
Yeah.
But the Santa Claus
main gifts,
comes Christmas Eve, and then you wake up and it's all there.
Yeah, so that's not what I'm used to. That I'm used to that Santa Julenisse is coming on Christmas Eve. He's knocking on the door and come in with a bag full of Christmas gifts. So we do all that on Christmas Eve at night, and then the day after we just enjoy what we got. So we did it more the Norwegian way. We exchanged the gifts on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So that wasn't like the Home Alone where you get to the tree Christmas Day and open all the presents. So, but I really felt like I had an American Christmas experience, which was nice. And maybe what I think is a difference, which is maybe more common here too now, is that you start earlier. Like it's more common that you decorate earlier and earlier. I grew up with like decorating the day before Christmas Eve. Like the 23rd is the day where we put up the tree and we put out the decorations, and it's nothing really before that. But now we have it earlier, and I kind of prefer it that it's you can enjoy it beforehand. The only thing I don't like about that in America maybe is that the 26th or something, then it's kind of over. Then it's all
No, that's not true
gone.
Because we're going to visit my dad in Florida at the end of January, and he's going to still have his tree up. They always keep it up through January.
That's true. But your dad, he is Christmas crazy too.
You should talk.
So,
your dad's Christmas crazy.
Oh yeah, totally. But it's just in the best way.
Your dad's Christmas crazy.
My dad is stronger than your dad. I'm kidding. That's a joke here in Norway. But he's the exception, I think, because I remember that I also spent a Christmas, what I would consider as a Christmas in Philadelphia one time. I came the 27th, I think, of December, so we had New Year's there. And then when I came, it wasn't much Christmas, really.
Yeah.
It was kind of like over and done a little bit, which is a little sad, I think, because I think Christmas should like last till New Year.
This is where I think in America, it's a little more kind of independent based on how each individual family does it, as opposed to it being sort of the same thing across the country, where here it's more homogenous in that way, not in a negative way, in just more of a traditional way that, like you said, there's 3 different foods and
No, it's more than that, but it's
but
the most
you know, for the
traditional.
most part, a lot of people can identify with each other because they know what each other is doing.
Yeah, and that's not the same in America because you don't necessarily have you have turkey on Thanksgiving.
Everybody
that's very set, but you don't have that for Christmas.
Well, there
really.
are some meals like that, and for some people, I guess it's ham. For some people, it's turkey. But with, I think, the smaller things or even the meals, it can be pretty varied in America. But it's cool to hear that you felt like you experienced a Christmas in America. And I also love the fact that you are open to incorporating my traditions as well, even though we're here. I know, but it's nice because even though we're here and we live here, you could be kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to put the tree up so early. That's not what we do. We do it this way. But no, you're open to it and you see the value in it. And it's really nice that we found this balance to be able to enjoy each other's cultures and traditions and bring that together and meld them together as a family and just kind of take the best of all of it.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what's fun.
Right? And isn't that, that's something you can do when you're traveling, right? You travel around, you get to see what different cultures, how they are, or how people do things in different ways, and you can take some of those things.
Yeah, you take the best out of it.
You can take the best out of it and take it home and try to incorporate those things in your life.
So we can have Christmas for basically 2 months.
Why not? Let's have Christmas for 2 months. We'll get back to the interview in just a moment.
This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days, but the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up. You stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
Now, back to the show. We mentioned your dad being crazy for Christmas. He has about 200 Nisa figures,
Probably,
I think.
yeah.
Little figurines that he sets around. And
He loves them.
we talked about Santa Claus coming, and it got me thinking, Anne-Dorthe, which of these Christmas icons would win in a throwdown, or let's have a theoretical battle between the two. No, we're not gonna they're not gonna fight or anything like that. That would be
Oh,
weird,
you mean
kind
between Julenisse
dark.
and Santa Claus?
Yes, Julenisse is the Norwegian Nisa,
Mhm.
and Santa Claus is Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a little tail of the tape. If you've ever seen a boxing match, they have the tail of the tape where they give the statistics and they talk about what qualities they have, each of them, right before, so you can kind of try to see who is going to come out on top. Who's going to come out on top? In the immortal words of Michael Buffer, let's get ready to rumble! In this corner, weighing in at roughly 30 kilograms, maybe a little less, guardian of farm and animals. He loves a pat of butter on his porridge. He's a shapeshifter, potentially, and the Norse meaning of his name might be dear little relative. It might not. We're not sure. The Julenisse from Norway. And in this corner, hailing from the North Pole, he's known by many names: Saint Nicholas, Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, but you know him best as Santa Claus, weighing in at a whopping 150 kilograms, maybe? Not quite sure. He's a pretty big dude. Santa Claus!
He should go to boot camp or something. 150 kilo? Oh my gosh.
Now, let's get into this. The tale of the tape between the Norwegian Julenisse and Santa Claus. Let's start with the height. Julenisse coming in at just under 3 feet, about 90 centimeters, somewhere around there. And Santa Claus, kind of regular-sized guy, maybe average height, a little bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to give the edge to the Santa Claus here because certainly with those big black boots, he could probably stomp out the Julenisse pretty easy.
That's true, but does size matter though?
Well, we're going to find out in the next category, but we're going to give the edge to Santa Claus here. Now, let's go Julenisse versus Santa Claus. Weight. Pound for pound. I mean, we got Julenisse small, right? He's small, but he's
Very strong.
ridiculously strong,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just crazy strong?
Yeah. Just like a normal Norwegian.
And Santa Claus, let's be honest, a little fat.
Just like a regular American.
Hey!
Sorry. Oops. That's not allowed, I guess.
A little lazy. Wow.
I'm really
Anne-Dorthe
sorry.
speaking her true mind here and married to American nonetheless. That's rough.
As my daughter would say.
We are going to give the edge to Nisse because he's small but ridiculously strong. And pound for pound, clearly has an advantage over
He's a muscle man.
Santa Claus. Let's go with the beards right now. Both long and white, correct?
Yeah.
It's a draw.
I would say so.
It's a draw.
Yeah.
Temperament.
Oops.
Oh, boy. Well, if you want to get a hint of what the Julenisse's temperament might be, you can just listen to Anne-Dorthe here.
Borrow my wife.
She's getting riled up. She's ready to throw down. It's safe to say that Santa Claus is jolly, happy, friendly.
He just ho, ho, ho all day long.
Yeah, he's just a happy dude. He's kind of like our son, just smiling all the time, easy going.
That's true.
And Julenisse?
Yeah, I guess.
Not so much.
He's a little moody. Just like
a little moody. I read on Wikipedia that he has been known to beat people unconscious when he doesn't get a pat of butter on his porch, for example, or
he knows what he wants.
If he doesn't get things in a certain way, because his job, correct me if I'm wrong, tell us a little bit about the Julenisse. He lives in a barn.
Yeah, that's a Fjøsnisse. We have different variation of the Nisse as well, but yeah, the most common is the Fjøsnisse, Julenisse. Lives in the barn, protects the barn if the farmer is nice to him. He's good with the animals.
If the farmer's nice to him.
But he do tricks if they don't treat him right.
Like tying cows' tails together.
Yeah, I can mess
I don't know
up
if I'd
a lot
call
of
beating
things.
somebody unconscious for not putting a patty of butter on your porridge a trick. But
No.
apparently, little dude can get pretty angry.
Yeah, can get very angry.
Pretty angry if something doesn't sit right with him. So temperament, tail of the tape, we got to give it to Santa Claus. I mean, jolly, friendly. You know, I'm a little. The Julenisse makes me a little nervous. It's
probably the diet of the Santa Claus.
Sounds like one of those little dogs that just gets really pissed off all the time because it's small. You know, it's like,
that's true.
Well, we're going to talk about diet here in just a second. First, we're going to go to productivity. Productivity. Julenisse, guardian of the farm.
Yeah.
Caretaker of animals.
Mm-hmm. He's a responsible guy.
Working himself
9 to 5.
to the bone. Working 9 to 5. He's little. He's strong. He's running around. I mean, you see Christmas cards with him. He's got wheelbarrows. He's pushing things around, doing things, taking care of animals.
Shoveling snow and...
Shoveling snow, taking care of things. Santa Claus kind of just hanging out, letting the elves do all the work, and working one night a year.
Yeah, he's a little, what do you call it? Lazy.
The edge is definitely going to Julenisse.
Yeah.
And the last category of the tail of the tape, diet. Now, Santa Claus was here this morning, as we talked about earlier. He did house some cookies, pounded a glass of milk. He probably did that at every other house he went to early this year.
No wonder he's 150 kilo.
Julenisse eating grat, what we call in Norway, porridge. healthy, pretty healthy.
Pretty healthy.
Gives you good sustenance, gives you energy for all the work you need to do. Santa's kind of riding that sugar high all the time, probably crashing, but it doesn't seem to affect him too much. This could go either way because it depends on your perspective. I like to have a little healthy food. I like, if I'm working a lot, to have something that's going to stick to my ribs, going to keep me full. But I also enjoy cookies and treats and cakes and things like that. So, but I got to say, this is a draw here.
Yeah.
AD.
I would say so.
The winner of the throwdown between the Norwegian Julenisse and Santa Claus is both of them. Both of them. It's a draw. It's a draw. It's a total draw, and it deserves to be. They both have their interesting, eccentric qualities, and I love them both for all the things they have to bring to the table. Just don't piss off that Julenisse.
They're the best.
We talked about a lot of traditions today, and I just want to leave you with two things. First, appreciate your traditions as if you're a traveler, seeing them and experiencing them for the first time. Even if you're just home experiencing Christmas, I shouldn't say just home. It's a wonderful thing to be home and experience the holiday season. Take a fresh look at your own traditions. Appreciate them. Enjoy them. One thing that I've found just being here and recording this Christmas Spectacular every year and talking with you, Anne-Dorthe, about all the things that we do, it's made me hyper aware of the things we do and appreciate them even more. So appreciate your traditions. Enjoy them. This year, whatever you do, feel them, experience them as if it was the first time. And I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to sit back and marvel at one of our very own traditions. I'm getting goosebumps because it's going to be like hearing this for the first time. My wife singing the Musavisa song.
No. Really? Do I have to?
Oh, you have to. You have to, like, we have to put lights on a tree. Like, we have to go on one-horse open sleigh rides. Like, we have to open presents till 3 a.m. with your parents. Like, we have to eat 16 cakes and have coffee every day about 14 times a day. You have to.
Well, I'm doing it for my kids so they can make fun of me in some years. And I'm only doing it for them. And you, I guess. And the audience. So they can laugh, have a good laugh. I guess. It's a tradition. Can't break them, right? You have to take the best out of the best. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Når netten lang og kulda setter inn, så sier veslemor til ungeflokken sin. Hvis ingen går i fella, men passer seg for den, skal alle sammen snart få feire jul igjen. Hei sann og hopp sann og faller alle rå, og julekvelden da skal alle sammen være glad. Hei sann og hopp sann og faller alle rå, og julekvelden da skal alle sammen være glad.
Thank you, Anne-Dorthe. Thank you for listening to our 5th annual Christmas Spectacular. Have a wonderful holiday season. Happy New Year. We'll see you on the flip side. Thank you again so much. And have a wonderful day. Cheers.